Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a while we have not posted anything, so sorry for that. And this is my second video. The name of the channel is Prospects of Indian Law Students Overseas. So in the first video, just a quick recap, what we talked about was the ingredients and essentials that are needed for any law student based in any foreign country to travel or to plan their future or to plan their abroad education. So now, after getting to know the ingredients such as IELTS or a good academic background or a good extracurricular academic scores, but then the most important thing comes where to apply. Where do you want to apply? What is the scope? And which are the colleges which are the best suited for you to apply? So as I said on the 7th or 8th element that I mentioned in the last video about research. So now we are going to start to help you build some scope about how a research can be very essential. So let me come to the main point further of the video, that is there are three countries which nowadays the most of the international immigrants prefer to go, that is Canada, UK and USA. So let's talk about Canada first. So I'm going to give you a brief information about each of these three countries. We'll also cover more countries in the next upcoming videos. But right now, as these three are the most preferred destination for your international immigrants, so I have decided to start with them. So Canada. So this is a list that I have made. If it can be helpful for every one of you, I'm going to explain each aspect that I've written on the board. So if in case you can't read it. So for Canada, basically there are three types of students who come. The first type are the students which has now profoundly started is that after 12th. So after the completion of the 12th education, a lot of students decide or plan to migrate to any future countries. So then for the students who pass out their 12th, along with their IELTS, they'll have to pass their LSATs. So LSATs is like a common law admission test which is most prevalently accepted by most of the universities in Canada, UK as well as USA. So LSATs become one another ingredient that most of the 12th pass students have to give since they have not done their graduations in India and they want to come to abroad, say Canada, UK or US for the level of graduation from the start. Then comes 12 plus 3 college. So the students who did their 12, did their 3 years of graduation, say BCom or BBA or 3 years law degrees from India, and then comes those students who have done their LLB from India or from any other foreign country, and then they want to come or migrate for their future education to any of these countries. And the third one is 12 plus 4 or 5 years of study. That is students like me who have done 5 years of integrated law program from Indian law colleges or Indian universities, and then they want to migrate abroad for their post-graduation or masters. So the options for law. So in Canada, basically the education system of Canada after 12th grade is divided into two subcategories. The first is universities and then the second is colleges. A lot of colleges are also affiliated with different universities. So let's state some, basically Canada is divided into 7 provinces. So the most preferred province for foreign immigrants are Vancouver and Ontario. So Vancouver is in BC, British Columbia, and Ontario, in that Toronto is one another city that is most preferred by international students, and they also host a set of the top 5 law colleges here in Canada. So that's why law students prefer those provinces. Let's talk about the 5 best colleges in Ontario. So it's Humber, Seneca, Georgian, George Brown and Centennial. So all of these colleges provide different law programs. Now you have to go onto those college websites and then search on your program for your choice. The different sets of programs that they offer are police and security, paralegal, international studies, alternative dispute resolutions, refugee claimant studies and international law. Also, talking about universities, there are 5 best universities here, out of which I like to name a few. One of them is the University of Toronto, the world's largest university, and it's also quite tough to get an admission in the University of Toronto. Then the other one is the University of McMaster, University of Ryerson, University of Windsor, and University of New Brunswick. So these are the 5 most preferred universities that law students particularly come as an immigrants. There are also a set of other different universities based in different provinces which you can choose depending on your scorecard. So the 5 top most best universities or colleges that I said, they do not accept backlogs, they do not accept any band score lesser than 7 bands, they don't accept lesser extracurricular or academic achievements or activities. So you have to be very precise about the college you choose. So if you don't qualify for those top universities, and for the other universities or average college, you have to start researching for those universities or colleges that accepts lower education score, or maybe a lower IELTS score does work. So anybody who wants to plan abroad definitely qualifies under colleges or universities. Now the people might start wondering that why do I take an admission in college and not a university, or why do I take an admission in a university and not a college? What's the difference? So for Canada, the universities are basically providing master's programs. So master's programs are more like a theory-based theory, and there is less of a practical work. There are a lot of subjects that you have to clear, and also the fees are slightly higher as compared to the colleges. So the fees in universities in Canada range from $30,000 to $40,000 a year, and for the colleges that ranges between $20,000 to $25,000 a year. So the colleges provide post-graduation programs or diploma programs, which are approximately 1 or 2 years of study. The post-graduation programs are mostly practical based, which also provides co-op options. So co-op options is like getting a co-op internship or an articling with any other law office or a law firm. So that is basically about the difference between colleges and universities. Moving on to the field of studies, so masters, which are offered by the universities, which I said the LLM, it's a 1-year program. Bachelor's, which is the LLB, what is LLB is called in India, over here it's Juris Doctorate, which is a 3 years program, again offered by the universities as well as colleges. And then the post-graduations as well as diploma, which are approximately 1 or 2 years depending on a college to college time, which are just offered by the colleges. Now let's talk about immigration. So how can Canada immigration be benefited by taking any of these programs? So when you study for a 2 years term in Canada, so maybe if you do 2 different masters, so 1 year masters each from 2 different universities or the same university, or maybe if you do 16 months to 24 months of a co-op program, or maybe a post-graduation program from college, it might amount to 3 years of work permit for you. The 3 years of work permit then leads, the end of the 3 years of work permit leads you to a PR, or you can also be qualified for getting a bridging open work permit, maybe for any of your dependents, your spouse, your parents. Alright, now we have to also discuss a lot more about Canada as far as the immigration and the master's program are concerned, which will be covered in the next videos. But this is the base why you should choose Canada, which also mentions some of the advantages and differences between colleges and universities and doing master's, bachelor's or post-graduation programs. Now let's move on to the second country of preference, that is UK. UK is considered as the top most eligible college or country to be chosen for law students as far as Indian law students are concerned, because all our laws of India has been derived from the Constitution of United Kingdom's England. So UK. So for UK again you can go after 12th where you don't require an LSAT. So UK law verifies our Indian law degrees, they do accept it, they accredit it, they are more legible. That's why you don't need an LSAT in order to take any admission in a bachelor's degree or a master's degree program in a UK based university or college. Then for 12 plus 3 again, graduation done your LLB, 3 years LLB or 3 years BCom BBA from India, and you want to take an admission, again you can, UK also considers the law as LLB. So you can take an admission in a UK based university. And then 12 plus 5, so after doing your 5 years of integrated program, maybe BBA LLB or BA LLB or BCom LLB, the most prevalent concepts of India at the moment. So you can also end up after that in a UK based universities. Now let me tell you very clearly that the options for law in UK in universities are one of the best, because they host, UK hosts a large number of law and MBA students of the world, right? Also, there are very least number of colleges in UK. Mostly it's all about universities. The best 5 law universities in UK, you all know. UK has a list of options of universities, but for an average or a decent scorecard, most preferred options are Queen's Mary University, King's University, Queen's University, and there are also options such as Oxford, Stratford and whatnot. So that would be a higher or maybe a good excellent scorecard preferred universities. Then again, the masters in UK is for 1 year. So you just have to study for 1 year and then you can directly get eligible for getting a 2 years work permit in terms of immigration. So if you just do a program of 1 year, say an LLM from a UK university for a period of 1 year, then you can be eligible to get a 2 years work permit. But let me tell you that UK does not, the immigration options in UK, although the education and the catered best universities in the world are hosted by UK, but then UK also has some issues with immigration purpose. They don't provide you a PR or a green card. So in UK, there's directly a sponsored work permit that you might get, where when you get a job with a law firm, then the employer sponsors you to stay in that country, and based on that letter of employment or sponsorship that you get from your employer, you can extend your work visa on a sponsorship visa. And then you just directly get eligible for citizenship, which will be like 7-10 years down the line after getting your work permit in UK. So you just have to keep on exceeding your sponsorship visa year after year. So that is one setback in UK, as according to me. But then again, for those people who want to do their education from the best universities in the world and then go back to your home country, then UK is the best choice for you, because it offers n number of programs, be it international law, family law, constitutional law, criminal law, immigration, and you have a list of options, be it international or private public laws. So UK is best as far as the colleges are concerned. So as I said, for Canada, immigration is best. Immigration options and settlement options after education is one of the best hosted at the moment according to the immigration policies in Canada. And for UK, you get the best universities, best colleges around the world, but then there is only one setback, that is with regards to immigration. So then everybody has to choose wisely about their options, whether you want a settlement, you don't want a settlement, you want to go back, you have some other backup, so choose accordingly. Now let's move on to the USA, United States of America. Again, one of the most preferred destination for the students, particularly Indian students. So again, for USA and Canada, you have to provide your LSAT scoring along with your IELTS if you want to migrate to those countries for your bachelor's in law after your 12. So LSAT become mandatory in both the countries. Then your 12 plus 3 and your 12 plus 5 graduation in India is disregarded in USA. So in USA, if you have done your graduation in India, they do not regard your bachelor's in law. So in Canada, they regard your bachelor's in law and you can directly end up getting your admission in a post-graduation or a master's program. But for USA, you have to do a 2 years or a 1 year of a bridging program. So after you do your LLB in India, and if you want to go to USA, you'll have to choose one of the universities that you want to go to out of a lot of states in US. Be it the California University or the University of Michigan, Stratford, Oxford. Everybody hosts their own campuses in US, but then again, your degree of India won't be accredited or valued in US. So you'll have to do a bridging program, which will be of 1 or 2 years. So after doing that 1 or 2 years of bridging program, you'll get an admission in your master's program in US. So that will amount to about 5 or 7 years of study. So it's world's second best law universities in the world are situated in the US after UK. So that's one another plus point that you have for taking an admission in UK. Field of study, you can do your LLM, your masters, and you have to, again, to do your masters, you have to do some prior bridging courses, as I said. So 1 or 2 years of bridging courses after completing your bachelor's makes you accredited to get an admission in an LLM in the US. But again, there are a lot of options provided in LLM. You get LLM in international law, which is most prevalent right now in the world. People go for alternative dispute resolutions and international law because nowadays, because of the corporate culture rising in the world, you are getting a lot and lots of outside court settlement sort of matters, which gets into mediations and arbitrations more than the court settlements, since they are less time taking and less expensive. So that's why you host a large number of options for international public and private sector laws in the US, as well as immigration is arising a lot. So immigration laws, in order to be an immigration attorney, also US is a very good option. Let's talk about the immigration purpose. So you get a work visa after doing the 2 years of program in US as a student. You get a 2 or 3 years of work visa, which then gets eventually converted on obtaining an OTP to an H1B, which is renewable after every 2 or 3 years. There is a concept of green card and citizenship, but which is a bit far-fetched. It might take up to 5 to 10 years for a person who has went to US on a student in order to get a green card and then later a citizenship. So again, immigration in US is one of the second most but the most recognized in the world. The US follows a very strict and a very professional immigration out in the world. So yes, it's a very system-bound immigration that USA follows. Now, I know people might have questions with regards to their licenses, because law being a licensed profession, you might be wondering that after doing the programs, what about your licenses? What about the licensing in each of these countries? So yes, as I said, with every video we'll bring some more set of new information depending on different countries for you. So just stay tuned. I hope you have liked the video. So just like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon in order to get the first latest update as soon as a new video comes in. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope a lot of queries got sorted out of this. But if you have any questions, as I said, you can always reach out to me in the comment section and I'll try the best to reach out to each one of you. A loud cheer for everybody who's watching the video. Thank you so much for watching and your precious time, and I hope it's been helpful. Thanks everybody. Bye. Have a great day.